at me. Well. Let's go.
Yo, good morning, America and the rest of the world. Happy New Year. It's January 18th. Haven't made any videos in a while because, to be totally honest with you, I don't really have a desire to make videos where I'm just rambling. So what I have to do, I have to fall back and marshal my thoughts and let them crystallize so that I can turn them into something really good. In the meantime, what I have been doing, I've been watching a lot of content on YouTube, and a lot of the content that I watch it religiously, almost like a television show or a radio program. I enjoy it. And one of the brothers that I have been following is Dr. Umar Johnson. And I've been following Dr. Umar Johnson for a number of years. My son, Edward Hobson, whom I affectionately call Brennan, is the individual who turned me on to Dr. Umar Johnson. And I'm so glad that he did point me in that direction. Dr. Umar Johnson is an educator. And the man he's an educator and he's a historian. And the brother is a Pan-Africanist. And I have an immense degree of respect for Dr. Umar Johnson. Personally, given the time and the climate of the current state of Black America, I'll even go as far as to say that I feel that Umar Johnson is a modern day Malcolm X. Now, a lot of people, they might say that that's a stretch. But once again, given the time and the circumstances, Dr. Umar Johnson's, his deeds, his knowledge is akin to a modern day Malcolm X. So no, we're not dealing with the blatant upfront in your face racism that Malcolm X and Dr. King had to deal with. But we are dealing with a more sophisticated form of racism and oppression. That's it comes at us in a subtle manner. It comes at us through liberalism. It comes after us through conservatism. It comes after us through feminism. It comes after us through the LGBT movement. And it comes at us through the immigrants. So we are dealing with racism on a larger, broader, and more sophisticated scale. What made me decide I wanted to do a piece on Dr. Umar Johnson is because Dr. Umar Johnson is building a school. And from what I gathered, his school is going to be down in Wilmington, Delaware. And I'm so glad that Dr. Umar Johnson got to school, because he had all of these haters and doubters, people coming at the man sideways. Now, I like how Dr. Umar Johnson stands firm and goes toe-to-toe with these people. One of the things I like about him is I've yet to see Dr. Umar Johnson lose. I haven't even seen Dr. Umar Johnson have a close decision with someone in a debate. That's how strong the guy is. And I watched Roland Martin try to take cheap shots at him, and Dr. Umar Johnson by himself sat there and took on Roland and his entire staff. And again, I like Roland Martin. See, one thing about me, before I go any further, I'm pro-black all the way across the board. And one of the things that I'm not going to do, I'm not going to get on these airwaves and attack black people that's doing something that I feel is right. Now, I will play the devil's advocate because that's what I do. I am a mean and I'm a petty person, and for sport, I like to play the devil's advocate. And it's just what I do. After I stopped boxing and cutting up out in the street, I realized I like playing chess and I like playing the devil's advocate. And if a person has a position that they're perpetuating, you better be able to defend that position, or I'm going to be on you. But back to Umar Johnson. Since I've been watching this man, he hasn't said not one single solitary thing that I disagree with. And I'm gonna go one step farther. I wouldn't care. Wait a minute, let me back up so that I can align my thoughts clearly and in chronological order. There was a lot of talk because Dr. Umar Johnson got money for the school, and you had people that wanted a detailed account of what Dr. Umar Johnson did with the money. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I wouldn't care if Dr. Umar Johnson never opened the school. I hope that he do, because children learning under Dr. Umar Johnson, that would be a good thing. Dr. Umar Johnson frequently says, you can't do nothing about the adults. You got to save the kids. So I would definitely hope that Dr. Umar Johnson opened the school. But personally, I wouldn't care if he never opened the school, because the man has a valuable message. He has courage. And you know what? If Umar Johnson needs money to fund his speaking engagements, his internet videos, or anything else, Umar Johnson is worthy of every cent that he collects, because Umar Johnson is the real deal. He's out there talking the talk, but he's also walking the walk. And you know what? Even though I'm not a Bible quoter, there is a scripture in the Bible where Jesus says that your flock will provide for you. So if Dr. Umar Johnson's flock provided for him, and he had to use some of that money to cover his personal expenses, guess what? It's in that Bible that a lot of you read and you hold so dear. So don't go worried about what Dr. Umar Johnson is doing when he's out here trying to save the youth, particularly young black boys. Not too long ago, I was watching Dr. Umar Johnson. He was on there with Lord Jamar, another guy that I have an immense degree of respect for. And you know, him and Lord Jamar, they had a difference of opinion regarding how certain things should be handled. And personally, I respect Lord Jamar's position. However, I also respect Dr. Umar Johnson's position. Hey man, if you're part of the contribution squad, this is my program, this is how I'm running it, and if you don't like what I'm doing, hey, see you later, bye. And that's that, because again, I'm not about to try to drag Lord Jamar through the gutter, because once again, Lord Jamar has a valid position. But the only thing that I saw that I raised my eyebrows to is you know, Lord Jamar had to should have been able to recognize that, okay, look, I might not agree with where the brother coming from, but in this case I'm going to agree to disagree. So with that said, to sum this whole video up, because I don't like to go too long on these videos, because a lot of things that I've noticed about a lot of YouTubers is after maybe about 7 minutes, they start to become redundant and they start repeating themselves. And you know, I don't want to get into that. I mean, I'm a wordy person to begin with. But to sum this whole matter up, I think Dr. Umar Johnson is a great guy. His whole mission is outstanding. Educating the black youth, informing African Americans, or Pan-Africanists. Everything that Dr. Umar Johnson stands for I stand for. So again, I think me and him stand shoulder to shoulder in what he does. I wish him good luck in everything he does. And finally, before I sum up this video, I gotta tell a really cool Dr. Umar Johnson story, because I've only met the man once, maybe a year or two ago. My son and I were hanging out with my granddaughter, and I'm down at the Kinko's in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on it's in the 1800 block of Spring Garden. So I walk in there, and as soon as I walk in there, I see this guy who looks familiar. And I'm looking at him. I said, wow. I said, I know that dude from somewhere. And, you know, we nod to each other because, once again, as black men who love black people, we show each other the proper respect, even if we don't know one another, no hostility. So in the meantime, I'm in there, I'm conducting my business, and Dr. Umar Johnson is conducting his business. And every now and then I'm cutting my eye, looking at him, and I see him looking at me, and he'll smile, because I guess he's saying to himself, the brother, he know me from somewhere, but he's not sure where he knows me from. But again, that's that. So finally, Dr. Umar Johnson starts talking to the lady at the store. And finally, I recognized his voice, and I turned. I said, man, that's Dr. Umar Johnson. It sound like Dr. Umar Johnson. He said, yes, sir, brother. And, you know, right away, I went over there and greeted him, and I went outside, and I got my son. I'm like, son, you ain't gonna never guess who in the store there. My son's like, who? I said, Dr. Umar Johnson. And of course, my son came in, and we both met Dr. Umar Johnson. And, you know, I even have Dr. Umar Johnson's telephone number as a result of that exchange. But, folks, thanks for tuning in, and I'm going to be in touch with everybody. I got a lot of stuff going on now. I've come up with some ideas where I can be a little bit more active, because again, I don't like to get on these airwaves and talk about nonsense and madness. So total waste of my time. I got better things that I could be doing than just rambling. But again, I got a lot of content that I'm looking at. I'm going to be doing some things, and you should be seeing me more in the days and the weeks to come. Bam!
Now if temptation comes around,